The 2007 Gatos Locos Pinot Noir, Santa Cruz Mountains, from the now defunct Vine Hill Winery. Now, the winery is defunct, but the vineyard is not. In fact, the vineyard this wine comes from is one of the most historic sites in the Santa Cruz Mountains, AVA. Originally planted back in the late 1800s. And basically back then it was planted as Zinfandel, because everybody planted their Zinfandel vineyards back in the late 1800s, turn of the century. You know, but then eventually this vineyard found its way over to Pinot Noir. Thankfully because of guys like David Bruce, who you may have heard of, you know, one of the pioneers of the Santa Cruz Mountains area, as well as Ken Burnap, who started his Santa Cruz Mountains label in the 70s using fruit from this vineyard. Now, back around 2005, I think Burnap sold the vineyard to another group of investors, and they kind of blew it out, but they kept Pinot Noir in. They invested tons of money, planted all these bling clones of Pinot Noir, all these top, you know, Dijon and Pommard and 828 and 660, all these big fancy numbers you don't need to worry about. But what they were trying to do was create compelling, really compelling Santa Cruz Mountain Pinot Noir from this historic site. And you know, they started to do it. and we see one of those wines here in this glass. This is the 2007 Gatos Locos Santa Cruz Mountains Pinot Noir from Vine Hill. And what I love about it is this is so Santa Cruz Mountain. Now, when you say, what is Santa Cruz Mountain? Well, you know, Santa Cruz Mountain has that sense of place in their Pinot Noir. It's very distinctive, that sense of terroir that the French call it. And what we have in this one is just, you know, some people call it savory, some people call it a forest floor. I call it like a warm kind of rhubarb compote character that comes into these wines. There's tea leaf, but behind all that nuance and stuff is this fabulous core of deep kind of cherry fruit, which is so fun to stick your nose in the glass. And so polished. You know, the difference here is, I think, when they planted these clones, they wanted a wine that was maybe a little less, what's the term, rough and tumble from some of the previous Pinot Noirs that came from this historic vineyard. And they were succeeding, which is, you know, was shocking when they kind of went out of business suddenly. It was something completely unexpected. We thought they were going places. The wines were excellent. We were selling them. But this happens. So what happens is now, basically this wine was on the shelf for $25 to $30 from the winery. We can offer it up basically for around 10 bucks a bottle, which is just insane. I mean, if you're looking for character-filled, distinctive, delicious house Pinot Noir, you will do no better for the price than the Gatos Locos. Historic vineyard, great price, drinking great now, game on.